Two idiots talking over stuff. Talking over. Talking over. Talking over.
Wow, what's up, you fucking idiot?
Wow, I really restrained myself from saying anything before you said that because
I know. I tried
week.
to say it earlier.
Okay. Well, I felt like pressured to interject, but then I stopped myself.
Yeah. Well, we did good.
Good.
When you say yourself, who is yourself?
Myself, well, that would be Felicia. I'm one of the hosts of this podcast. You can find me on social media at Felice3 on Twitter and Instagram.
And me, I'm me myself. Myself is Jesse, and you can find me. I fucked myself up. I am Jesse, and you can find me on Twitter at Al by Night. And together,
yeah,
dude. All right, you do it.
All right, I was gonna say who are we collectively and let you take it, but collectively we are two idiots talking over stuff. Tito's for sure.
You like my trumpet?
No. Anyway, you can find us on www.idiots.fm. You can ask us anything by emailing us at hello@idiots.fm. We have a Discord. It's poppin'. If you go to the idiots.fm website, there's a link. And otherwise, we're at Tito's Pod everywhere.
Dude, you're better at that than I am.
Wow.
You want to do that?
I literally just read what you wrote.
Yeah, but I'm not as good at reading. I'm not very good at reading.
Okay, I'll do it.
Hell yeah.
You know, the time for asking any question is right now. What will you do if somebody told you you're only 6 more months to live? What would you like people to say on your funeral? And who invented letters?
Wow.
What the
Oh, you don't reckon it? That's because we have a question.
Well, yeah, but what is that from?
I don't know.
You just typed questions. And,
well, I went to YouTube. I typed questions, and so the first is David, or in the middle is David Pumpkins.
That I recognize.
Everybody will recognize that. And the other one I think is from a TED Talk that I should credit, but I'm not gonna.
Well, we'll get sued about it later. It's okay.
Yeah. Anyway, we have the reason nobody's heard that before is because we have our first question from Discord. First ever from Giant Tom Hanks, aka Tyler, where he asks, "What movie would you see?" This is why you should do the reading.
What he asks, so what movie would you want to erase from your memory and experience for the first time all over again?
For me, it's Fight Club.
Yeah. I think a good answer is any movie that has any kind of unpredictable twist.
Yeah, but what is it for you?
So I thought really hard about this, and I don't know that I have a movie that I would want to erase from my memory, because I watch movies based on like what I'm in the mood for. I'm really choosy about it. So I feel like even things that I love, if it didn't hit me at exactly the right time, I might not be quite as fond of it.
Mm-hmm.
Even especially like movies that are really nostalgic. But there are lots of video games that I would erase from my memory and play for the first time again. I would do that with Last of Us, BioShock Infinite, Red Dead Redemption 2.
Resident Evil.
No, because Resident Evil has a lot of replay value. Yeah, but like story games, I guess, that like moved me in a way.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
I'm just a basic bitch.
Yeah.
I just said Fight Club because when I watched Fight Club, I didn't see the twist coming.
I'm mad that I knew the twist before I saw Fight Club.
Yeah, it would have been interesting to see if you could figure that out yourself.
Yeah.
I'm like half and half on friends who figured it out and friends who also got blindsided.
Mm.
But I don't notice little hints, and there were like a billion of them in that movie. that just went over my head until I like rewatched looking for them.
Yeah. Well, you don't often think they're the same person when you see two different actors.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Oh, fuck. I just spoiled Fight Club.
Oh, no. You fucked it up for everybody.
Let's get over it. It's like a 20-year-old movie.
Now we can't do a Fight Club watch along.
That's okay.
We wouldn't have anyway. We've both seen it.
Yeah.
And yeah, The Sixth Sense, the same thing.
Yeah.
Caught me completely and utterly off guard.
Yeah, I think me too at the time. But I don't think it was like so incredible in my mind that I want to be like, I want to experience that for the first time again.
Yeah, I think Fight Club got me worse than Sixth Sense.
Yeah.
I also got another question.
We know that it is our good pal Madison's husband.
Yes.
Fun
and I
fact,
talked to him in DMs for a good bit.
Fun fact about Madison is that for like a long time we all thought her name was April because it was like in her username.
Yeah, but Milky Beans is also just a dope name. I think I would, if it was me, I would prefer to be called Milky Beans over Madison, probably.
Mm.
So the other question was from Neon Grandma, and it was about my weird brain shit. And I was wondering if I should answer that here, but I answered it in long form on Discord instead.
Why don't you give like a summary, because I'm sure people are curious.
Okay. So Neon Grandma asked, how do you handle events that involve in-person interaction, medical visits, haircuts, etc.? Also, I've become really frustrated with the modern internet. It feels like a lot of articles and information are from corporate blogs with good SEO or spam bots. Any suggestions on cutting through the clutter aside from appending every query with Reddit? So the first part of that, the medical visits and stuff, that does cause like major anxiety. But there's this service that North Carolina has anyway. For my most recent examples for vaccines. So I got 2 vaccines and it was from an EMT both times. And if it's someone that I'm only going to see one time, I can mostly handle it. It kind of fucks my whole day up, but I can handle it. And how my dumb brain works, like if it's DoorDash, I'm way more anxious about that for 10 seconds than I am about an EMT in my house for an hour because there's a chance I'm going to see that DoorDash guy again. So, yeah. So for, like quick stuff like vaccines and stuff, there's usually a service that'll send someone to your house, like a nurse practitioner, or EMT, or a doctor or something.
I've like been curious, but never thought to ask kind of until this came up. If you have a local friend or like a family member, like your brother's in town, would you be able to handle them being at your house?
No, I haven't seen family in years. So I have the same problem. Like Miriam is the only person I'm all the way comfortable with. And I don't know what that is.
Interesting.
Like I do therapy. That's never come up for some reason. I should probably bring that up.
Really?
Yeah, but I haven't been doing therapy that super long.
Well, that's because of the farting, I bet.
Have we talked? I guess we have talked. Yeah, we did talk about.
We must have.
I know for a fact we did because Miriam got mad at me because I didn't tell her about the farting therapist. I told the world first. I mean, Miriam got angry.
Yeah.
She didn't really get angry. So yeah, like I can handle short bursts of complete strangers I'm never gonna see again. What was the other question? Oh, haircuts. Miriam helps me with those. And what was the other one? Oh, I do append Reddit to the end of all my Google searches. That's like been a life hack of mine, but I think that's catching on and it's gonna get fucked up. Do you do that?
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Okay, so if you go into like Google
Mm-hmm.
and you do a search for like best TV right now or something like that,
Mm-hmm.
if you put Reddit at the end of that, then you usually can find actual people talking about it.
So like just best TV Reddit, or do you have to do some kind of special quotes or
Okay,
coding?
So I told you the dumb people version.
Yeah.
But that's actually, it's like the lazy person version. It's the version I usually do. But if you want to get specific, you can do site:/reddit.com.
Uh-huh.
But I usually just do Reddit and it works fine. But that's how I get around fake reviews.
Interesting.
And then if you go up to tools in Google and like narrow the search to the past year, then you'll get newer suggestions on lots of stuff. So that's generally how I find good information, because Google's a shit show. It doesn't work right anymore.
And then how I find good information is I just ask Jesse.
Yeah, a lot of people. Miriam does that too. A lot of people do that to me.
Yep.
I don't mind though.
Good.
It's called Google Foo. It's good Google Foo.
Okay.
No, really, that's you can Google it.
No, it's okay.
Why don't you look up Google Foo? I got all kinds of other tricks I do too. Okay, so that was all of our questions for this week. My brain's weird.
That's fine. Ask us more questions. I want to answer them.
Hey, Felicia.
Hey, Jesse.
What's going on?
Well, let me tell you, I got a new streaming service called Discovery Plus.
Ooh.
And I knew that it had Ghost Adventures, which I'm obsessed with.
Right.
But I thought it was like mostly Discovery and Travel Channel stuff. It wasn't until I was watching some kind of Twitch stream and they were talking about how they were watching all these different Food Network shows on Discovery Plus. I was like, wait, what? It has Food Network too? Because that's like my current shit is cooking competitions. It just soothes me. I don't know. So I got Discovery Plus. It's pretty cheap. It's like $5 a month if you want ads and a little more if you don't.
It's not too bad.
Yeah. And it has, for like the ones that interest me personally are like Discovery, Travel Channel, History Channel, Food Network, and Animal Planet. So there's like a shit ton of me-specific reality shows. So I've pretty much binge-watched, which this is getting into the what are we watching section, but I binge-watched a lot of stuff on Discovery Plus. Other than that, I bought a treadmill. And I'm still waiting for it to come.
Really?
Yeah, well, first of all, I don't go outside for the most part.
Yeah.
And I also have a 1-bedroom apartment, so it's not real conducive to exercising because I don't have a lot of space. But then every time I go to the doctor, she's like, so are you exercising? And I say no. And then she looks upset. And I don't want that to happen again. So I was looking up, like, they make foldable treadmills for like apartment specific needs. So it's like a handlebar that folds up and down and they're like smaller. And they're certainly way less expensive, but not expensive. So I finally like bit the bullet and spent like $300 on a treadmill.
Oh, that's not too bad.
It's still a good amount of money, just cheap for a treadmill.
Yeah.
So I'm waiting for it.
I was expecting like 1,000. How long do you think you're gonna till you start hanging bras on that thing? You think?
First of all, I don't wear bras that often anymore.
Fuck yeah, remote work life.
Fuck yeah. Yeah, it probably won't be that long until it's stored under the bed, but I think having spent $300 will keep me going for a little bit.
Yeah. Well, if you place it like somewhere where you can watch TV, that'll probably help.
That's the plan. And like maybe even work and just like walk as I work.
Hey, I have a question about Ghost Adventures.
Yeah.
What is that? Is that like how does that work?
So it's a ghost hunting show that's been around for like 20 something seasons at this point.
Uh-huh.
It started as a documentary. The host is named Zach Bagans.
Oh, you've told me about this guy before.
Yeah. He started it with, at the time, his friends Aaron Goodwin and Nick Groff. And they're just like 3 bro-y meatheads who go to haunted locations and make great faces and lots of wonderful commentary about the most minimal of evidence. But every once in a while, they do capture something that is cool.
So are they... Okay.
Uh-huh.
My ultimate question is, are they coming at it like they for $1,000,000% believe in ghosts, and this is actually what they're doing on purpose. Is like looking.
So this is
Is
a
it
point
like
of
an
contention.
entertainment show?
This is a point of contention between me and friends because a lot of people, it's very divisive. A lot of people think that Bagans is like a fraud and he's just in it to make money.
Yeah.
I wholeheartedly believe that he really believes in what he's doing and he's just like stupid. But I think because
actually makes me kind of want to watch it more.
Right. Like it's at this point though, it's gone on so long and that show has branched out into so many different smaller shows. And like Zach Bagans now has a haunted museum in Vegas. So like he's certainly capitalizing on it. But I think from the get-go, like at its root, he was just like a stupid himbo that believed in ghosts and wanted to make a show about it with his equally dumb buddies. And that's the energy that I love.
I'm looking for a specific type of ghost show that I've never been able to find. And I don't know how to describe it, but there's like a part of me. So I'm a skeptic, as you know.
Yes.
About most things. But my friends and I we would go to like cemeteries with a video recorder and stuff. So there's a part of my life where I was doing like ghost hunty boys.
Uh-huh.
But I never like took it seriously. It was just for fun. And every time I've watched one of those ghost shows, it seems like they're trying to trick idiots into thinking it's real. But I just want a fun time.
If you're going to watch Ghost Adventures, you really need to start with early stuff because I've watched some recent episodes and it's very gimmicky now. There's a lot of like, oh, did you feel that energy? Or like pretending they're momentarily possessed. I think that it's gotten to the point where it's just for money. But I think
do they bring out like the static detector and go to infrared and okay, 100%. That's not for me.
But I think like back at least the first several seasons, I think it was just pure like excited idiots. And I love that about it. But if you want a show where they approach it from a much more skeptical point of view and don't really use any equipment, that's BuzzFeed Unsolved. It's
okay. I do like that.
Great.
Is there something other than their YouTube content? Because I watch their YouTube stuff sometimes.
So Shane and Ryan used to work for BuzzFeed. BuzzFeed Unsolved has 6 seasons, I believe, and it's all available on Hulu. So they also have BuzzFeed Unsolved Paranormal and BuzzFeed Unsolved like true crime.
Mm-hmm.
I like the paranormal, or I think maybe it's even supernatural. One of those two. So like marathon that shit. They're great. They're really short episodes, but they're both super funny. Ryan mega believes. Shane doesn't at all to this day.
Yeah. That sounds fun.
So they're fucking great. But now they no longer work for BuzzFeed. They currently started their own channel / YouTube presence called Watcher. And they are going to be reviving BuzzFeed Unsolved, but it's now going to be called Ghost Files. And I believe it starts in September.
Can you set a reminder so we can cover that? I'm interested. Maybe we could like watch the first.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. Miriam loves ghost shit. Maybe we could watch it with Miriam, but not on the podcast.
Okay. I'll watch it multiple times, I'm sure.
All right, cool.
But yeah, they're great. And as far as like capturing evidence goes, every once in a while they pick up something, but it's more for the comedy.
Yeah, I've seen some of that on YouTube.
Yeah. It's a lot of Shane yelling at demons.
Yeah, which was fun. That's really fun.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of Miriam, she watched David Byrne's American Utopia with us this week.
Yeah.
That's something I watched. I was really looking forward to it. It delivered for me.
So we're rolling right into what do we watch, huh?
You already, yeah.
Well, I mean, I was just saying that I got Discovery Plus, and you brought up. Oh, yeah. Did you do anything?
You just want us to fight? No, I had the week off. I didn't do shit.
Okay, well then let's roll into it. So yeah, we did watch the David Byrne Thingy-ma-bob, which you advertise as a musical, but really was just like a weird concert.
Okay. It was on Broadway.
Doesn't mean it's a musical.
It's full of music. I thought it was going to be more performative than it was. It did end up just being kind of a concert.
I think that's the part that like didn't do it for me, because the music was good, but there wasn't a lot visually.
Yeah. It was just like watching a good concert.
Yeah.
Which is fine with me because Stop Making Senses Like That. That's his 1984 concert that Tatiana introduced me to. I'd never heard of it until like a couple years ago, even though I love Talking Heads.
Yeah, my problem was mainly that I was just never a Talking Heads person. Like, I know maybe part of one Talking Heads song, but I think for big fans of Talking Heads, like, this is for you. This is great.
Yeah, me and Tatiana had a good time. She was bawling her eyes out at one point, apparently.
Yeah. And then me and Beth were like, this is fine.
Yeah, this is okay. But yeah, I fucking love Talking Heads, so that was fun. Me and Miriam started watching a series called Dark Winds from AMC.
Ooh, what's that?
That is hard to explain. So it starts off with a heist. The first scene is like a heist, and then a getaway in a helicopter onto and the helicopter like flies over a reservation, like a Native American reservation.
Mm-hmm.
And then it seems to be like a procedural. We're only like one episode in because that's all we got to watch. But it's interesting. The thing that I wasn't expecting is that it might be a procedural with like a supernatural element to it, which came out of nowhere for me and made it more interesting.
Well, but it's called Dark Winds. I feel like that implies spook.
Yeah, but there was like they implied like real magic shit was happening.
Oh,
like real Native American magic. I don't want to fucking sound racist, but I don't know what to call it. Do you know? I'm ignorant. I
mean, I know what you're talking about, and I think that's a little more compelling than just like fantasy for me, because it's like a more legend and lore, I guess.
Yeah, it's like I really want to say shamanism, but I don't know if that applies.
Yeah, it could.
Okay. Yeah, that's what it seems like. It seems like they're leaning in that direction of like showing actual magic.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was cool. It hits a lot of tropes to the point that I actually looked it up on IMDb to make sure like it wasn't made by a bunch of white people because it really like goes down a checklist of tropes. But it's interesting enough that I think we're gonna keep watching it.
Okay. I won't commit yet, but let me know how you like it.
Yeah, I will. We watched Starship Troopers 2.
We watched it in the background, I would say.
What was in the foreground, you think? Because it seemed, it does seem like a lot of that movie was in the upper fourth of the screen.
So, you know how you hear about Willem Dafoe and how one director said...
What about Willem Dafoe?
One director or producer or something said that his penis was shockingly large.
Yeah, I do remember that, yeah.
So we might have looked it up.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. We did. We looked it up, and it wasn't like just shockingly large. It was confusingly large.
Well, it was long, but it wasn't girthy.
Well, the article said that they had to like get someone else to do the dick scene because audiences were confused by the size of his penis, which was intriguing to me.
Yeah.
But we did look it up, and it wasn't confusing.
Normal. No.
Yeah, it was big, yeah,
But we found a GIF of him dancing naked.
Something from the 80s, and he's not just dancing.
He's dancing.
He's doing crazy people shit.
Yeah.
And he's like, I want to say he's like playing an air guitar across the screen at one point.
Yeah.
And his dick is just helicoptering all over the place. But that's our review of Starship Troopers 2.
5 out of 5 Willem Dafoe's penis.
Starship Troopers 2 looked like it was shot on a Game Boy camera.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I was not paying attention.
No, all I could see was Willem Dafoe's pretty big dick doing spins.
Yeah.
You watched the rest of Resident Evil.
Yeah. I know that I've talked about this at length in one form or another. It wasn't good. It certainly has earned its 3 point something out of 10 stars.
Yeah.
It it laid down a lot of foundation that it never followed up with. It was really anticlimactic. I think they left a lot to an eventual second season, which I would be shocked if this show got renewed.
Oh no, there's no way.
Yeah. So it like really relies heavily on the hope that there will be a second season. And I just don't see any of that coming to fruition.
No, that's never going to happen at Netflix.
Yeah.
They cut really good shows off at 2 seasons.
Yep. But I don't know. Like I have a feeling that a lot of people at least watched the first couple episodes because it was a Resident Evil project.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm sure a lot of people fell off real soon after they realized it really wasn't.
Yeah, it's not good.
No.
Although someone, Tyler from the Discord said he had a good time with it. And there are people that enjoyed it. I saw them on Reddit.
I think that if you remove Resident Evil and just view it as like a kind of goofy sci-fi show, the rating would be higher. But it's not great. However, that spurred me on to watch the Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City movie that came out last year, 2021, because prior to watching the Resident Evil Netflix show, I thought that movie looked like hot garbage and
Me too.
Didn't have any interest in watching it. After watching the Netflix Resident Evil show, however, I can say, surprisingly to all involved, I loved it.
And that kind of makes me want... I stuck through like 5... You did a Resident Evil rewatch for Fright Day.
Yeah.
And I stuck through like 5... How many are there? Like 7? 6?
Yeah, 6 or 7 of the Mila Jovovich series.
So I think I like watched 5 of those with you before I noped out. The last one that I watched with you was garbage. Yeah. And then you watched the rest. But Welcome to Raccoon City you made sound like I might want to watch it.
So every Resident Evil adaptation has been very different. The Mila Jovovich movies are their own beast entirely. I love them, fully embracing all of their flaws, but they're not perfect adaptations of the game by any means. They have, every once in a while, a character of the same name will make an appearance, but it doesn't stick super true to the events of the game. It just kind of uses situations and characters. And like Mila Jovovich's character is not in the games. So I love the series, despite it not necessarily being an adaptation. It's more of a spin-off. The Resident Evil Netflix show tried to spin off even further, but it ended up being like one of that, that Vine of the kid that got the Sky Dancer for Christmas and she spun it and it flew right into the fireplace.
Yes, absolutely.
That's what happened with the Resident Evil Netflix show.
Yeah, I agree.
However, the Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City movie is by far the best adaptation of the games that I've seen. It's a great video game movie. If you have no experience with the Resident Evil game series, I don't know how you'll receive the movie. I think it's still enjoyable, but it certainly hits harder when you're a fan of the games. So I think that it's actually really well cast. When I first saw the cast, I was like, all these people look so young, but they're actually all very well suited to the roles. It hits a lot of storylines from the games. It's a very like origin story. It's like the first game, I think.
Yeah.
So I kind of hope that turns into a series because that would be fun. But
Well,
yeah, I
maybe.
recommend it. I would never have watched that movie if the show hadn't been hot garbage. But I'm glad I did because I had a great time.
I might watch it if I get bored enough.
Yeah, I would watch it again.
And you watched The Sea Beast too?
I did watch The Sea Beast. I had a very productive week. So, productive for this podcast anyway. So yeah, I ended up watching The Sea Beast. I tried to look up what animation studio it is, and I really don't know. I guess it's just the Netflix animation studio. But it was worked on, and I really should have had this up, by a Disney alum who worked on Moana and other Disney projects.
Yeah.
But that said, it was beautiful. Like the water animation looked so shockingly real. The characters are super highly stylized, so they almost look like the game Sea of Thieves. They look like characters from that.
Yeah.
But the environments are stunning. Like, they're so detailed. There's a bunch of like old books that look super real, and like the weathering and the gilding on the letters is incredible. So it's beautiful to look at. The story itself is very cute. I think that
that's basically what I expected it to be.
Like, it's different because they do have a lot of weirdly accurate seafaring. Like, towards the beginning of the film, there's a lot of what it's like to be aboard a whaling vessel.
Yeah.
Except instead of whalings, they're monster hunting. But it's like, I think, pretty much a metaphor for A, whaling, and B, like, maybe we're the monsters.
We're 1,000,000% the monsters.
Yeah.
I can just confirm.
But like that's the whole gist of the movie. It's like you're hunting the monster, but why? And maybe humans are the antagonists in this situation. So, it's not an unpredictable, stunning plot line by any means.
Yeah.
But it is a very cute movie, and it is very nice to look at. Carl Urban and Jared Harris do a great job. Jared Harris plays the captain, so I was like, oh, it's my captain again. Dan Stevens has a very, very small role. I was surprised by how little he shows up, but that's okay. I still had a good time with it.
Well, that's cool. I'm probably not going to check that one out if it's not like groundbreaking storytelling.
Yeah, it's cute, but I don't think that it's for you.
That's fine. Not everything has to be. We watched the rehearsal episode 2, which was much different than the first one.
Yeah. I had a hard time with it because I couldn't accept that these people were real. They really just seemed like actors to me because they really hit the mark of like a brilliant writer writing a terrible person.
We were arguing about this in real time.
Yeah.
Because I saw in those characters people that I've known in the past.
Specifically the guy, though, like he had a car accident in a specific model car that I forget, going 100 miles per hour.
It's a Scion.
I
don't know how you can forget. He said it 5 times.
That's the point, is that he kept saying it in its entirety. Like, back when I had my accident, it was a Scion going 100 miles per hour. He kept saying that. And I was like, this can't be a real person.
Well, he kept saying it because it had a number in it. So he's got a real thing about numbers.
Yeah.
The numerology, I think. So I think the reason he kept repeating it is because he has the number 100 miles per hour in his head. I
guess so. It just seemed like excellent comedic timing, even though he absolutely wasn't funny.
This man is a grade A dickhead.
Oh, yeah.
Big douche.
So the only thing that somewhat convinced me that these are real people is going someone posted about a Reddit thread with this guy's brother.
Oh yeah,
who
hold on.
was like responding to comments.
Maybe spoilers ahead if anybody's
Yes.
watching the rehearsal too.
Yeah. I'm not going to get too deep into it, but basically the guy's brother said, yeah, this is 100% how he is.
Yeah.
He's real. This is what he's like at home. He's a piece of shit. We haven't seen him. He's not allowed to see his kid.
Yeah, he's a big piece of shit. And
Yeah.
I found that same thing because after the episode I was disappointed.
Yeah, me too.
My thing is when I feel disappointment like that, my first instinct is to go to Reddit to see the world also being disappointed. But what I found was a lot of like theories that wrote me back into the show. So I like got re-excited by my Reddit deep dive. And also found out that guy's real. And I known people like that in my past.
I think the other disappointing piece was that it seems to be at least a 2-parter because it just ended.
Yeah.
So we were like, wait, what the fuck? That's all we get this week?
Big potential spoiler ahead here. Do you want to hear one of the theories?
Okay.
It's potentially a spoiler.
Okay.
The theory is that Nathan cast them both so he could replace them both and raise the kid himself.
I did actually see that.
Yeah. Which got me back in because I didn't like the woman he found either. So I want to see what happens there.
Yeah, they both seem like either really well-written actors or terrible real people.
So that doesn't feel like written dialogue to me. It's like it's too good.
That's why I thought it was written, especially with the woman. Like a lot of the things she said just seemed scripted because like I've never heard stuff like that come out of a normal person's mouth.
I know, but I think that's Nathan Fielder's superpower or whoever casts for him. Like they find people that are just really unique.
Well, I hope that's the case, or it's the theory where he cast them both. But either way, I am curious and excited to see the next episode and see how it plays out.
So I guess the theory is that the rehearsal is 6 episodes in total. So the theory is that the first was to build the bar. So the whole thing, he's wasting HBO's money, which is really funny. But he moved that bar to Oregon, which is so stupid, but really genius. So the theory is that he's going to own this bar. He's like he's rehearsing his life. He wants to own a bar and have like a family.
That's an interesting theory.
Yeah. Okay, so we also watched Sing Street, which I've seen before, but I had forgotten everything about it.
Yeah, it was cute. That was more like a musical than the David Byrne one.
Yeah, it's true.
I went into it completely blind, just knowing that you had watched it before. And based on the description, I really thought it would be more of a comedy. But instead, it's more of just like a feel-good story about a bunch of Irish kids.
Yeah,
starting
Irish
a
kids,
band.
poor Irish kids in a fucked up like school situation or fucked up living situation. Yeah, and they're just like starting a band to cope. And they're kind of hitting all the like 80s tropes of like Duran Duran and the Smiths and sad happy songs.
Yeah. It's a bit of a feel-good film.
Yeah, if you like 80s music at all, that's probably a banger for you.
Yeah.
You'll probably love Sing Street. And then last week, what were you gonna say?
Well, one more show that I watched this week.
Okay.
On Discovery Plus, and I've seen it other streaming services too. There's this show called Alone. Have you ever heard of this? So it's a reality show where they drop 10 survival enthusiasts into the forests of Victoria Island off of Canada. It's in the Pacific. And they just have to survive. And the last person standing wins $500,000. And they're all separate. Like they're all alone, as the series suggests. they're within like 10 miles of each other. And they are allowed to bring a certain amount of equipment. Like they get tarps, I think they get flint, and then they can pack some of their own supplies like cutting implements, rope, a sleeping bag, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But for the most part, they're like completely on their own. And they have individual cams. They're supposed to be their own cameramen. And it's really entertaining for a while, but sometimes they're just like too good at it and nothing happens between episodes. You just see a bunch of people going fishing.
Dude, I would probably like this because I like Naked and Afraid, but the naked gimmick got on my nerves after a while.
Yeah, it is a really interesting show, especially because it is really unpredictable. I watched the first season a long time ago, so this time I started from season 2, and there's like a chick who cuts her hand open with an axe.
Oh, no.
There's a bunch of people who have to like not fight, but like call off bears because there's bears everywhere.
As you do.
There's this one guy I couldn't fucking stand because he was such an ass right from the beginning. Every time he made the slightest error, it was like just bleeps. Because of course they have to bleep everything. But like he had a mouse in his tent and he's calling the mouse a cocksucker, and he says that he's gonna make it his life mission to kill every mouse he ever sees. Like,
oh, that
he's
guy.
such a dick. And he got really close to winning, but he didn't, and I'm so glad. But like it's super unpredictable who's gonna win too, because you have all these survival enthusiasts, but the people who end up winning oftentimes are just like people who are okay with being alone.
Yeah. That sounds fun.
Yeah, I'm into it.
How many seasons of that?
I want to say like 6, but I could be wrong. I don't know if all of it is on Discovery Plus.
You're kind of intriguing me. I got it like a Paramount Plus subscription. I might cancel that and get a Discovery one.
I highly recommend it. If you're into like reality shows, but not the drama kind, like the outdoorsy kind, or like the ER kind or the vet kind.
Well, that's shit that I like to watch when I'm working.
Yeah, it's
to
great
having,
for
like,
that.
The background. Yeah.
That's kind of why I got it.
Yeah. It's downtime. It's good for work downtime.
Yeah.
We watched The Black Phone as our watch-along last week.
We did.
Do you want to do like a spoilery review of it?
I don't know that we have to go too deep into it, because if you want our full review, you don't even have to watch the whole watch along. Just like fast forward to the end and we talk about it at length.
You know what? I forgot to show you this. I probably should have showed it to you before I posted it. I wrote a full review on Letterboxd.
Oh, how many stars did you give it?
Like 2, 2.5 maybe.
I think it's one of those movies that the more you sit with it, the less you like it.
Yeah, but I had fun with it when we were watching it.
Yeah.
There's like some fun shit that happens, mostly from the little girl.
It was an entertaining movie. It was not a good movie.
I like messed around with the idea of maybe putting a blog on the website, but that's in retrospect, that's annoying. And it's annoying upkeep.
Yeah.
And it's annoying to like do all that work to add it to the website. So I figured if we're going to do reviews, why not just do them on Letterboxd?
I like it.
Because it's kind of built for that. So I made it as a Letterboxd account on, it's at Tito's Pod, just like everything else. So if you guys want to follow us there, I'll mark all of our watch-alongs as watched there, and we might do some more stuff on that. I got to figure out what else we can do on there, but
cool.
We might divvy up reviews. Yeah. I did a couple of them.
I might actually write a review of The Black Phone for Fright Day. I don't know yet. Certainly I'm going to write a review of the Resident Evil series for Fright Day. So
that's
you can check that out at some point.
Yeah, let us know when you do that, because I want to read it.
Yeah.
Yeah, The Black Phone had fun points. Felt like it was written in a day, and they shot the draft. That's what it felt like to me.
Yeah. My synopsis, without really going into spoilers, is just that it opens up so many possible doors without closing any of them.
Yeah, it's a big pet peeve of mine too, man.
It's an incredibly linear story with no real twists and turns. It is what it is. There's no mystery to who the culprit is. There's no mystery to where the culprit is. And it's frankly shocking that he hadn't been caught sooner.
Spoilers, by the way.
I mean, yeah, I guess so, but not in any way that matters.
I could see how people had fun in like that movie.
I mean, Ethan Hawke does a great job.
Yeah.
The plot is just, it's like a child wrote it. I don't know. It just doesn't pan out.
That's mostly what's unforgivable for me. I'm too picky about storytelling. And they hit everything that gets on my nerves.
Think of this movie as a long hallway full of doors. And you're walking down it. And as you go, you're opening each and every single door. And then you decide to ultimately just walk straight down the hallway and out the other side. That's what this movie was.
That's pretty accurate. Dude, this is going to be a long show we got going on here.
Yeah.
All right, hold on. Let's break off of the black phone.
If you want to know more, listen to the watch along. Or if you just want our review, listen to the end of the watch along.
The watch along itself was fun, I think.
Yeah, I think so too.
Because there's lots of fun shit that happens in that movie. It's just, it might actually be perfect for a watch along because if you're watching it by yourself, then you'll.
Yeah, you don't want to watch this by yourself.
Probably. Yeah, you want to watch it with a friend.
Yeah.
Any movie or television news this week?
I saw a trailer. I think it was on YouTube for.
I can't believe you saw this and I didn't.
It was just like I got an ad before something and watched the whole trailer.
I missed it. Like I did so much research this week and I missed this.
Dude, the Netflix originals, they really slip them in there. They don't advertise a whole lot. You get ads for them on YouTube and that's about it.
All right, let's say what it is.
So I got an ad for a Netflix original series called The Sandman.
Yes.
The synopsis is, upon escaping after decades of imprisonment by a mortal wizard, Dream, the personification of dreams, sets about to reclaim his lost equipment. Now, right off the bat, sounds bad.
No, it does. This is an adaptation of one of my favorite graphic novels of all time. Oh, really? Yeah, it's Neil Gaiman.
Yes. Right off the bat, though, it's not something that intrigues me. If I was just to read that premise, I wouldn't give a shit.
Oh, man, you're going to want to watch this.
Dude, Gwendolyn Christie as Lucifer is incredibly horny, and I support that so much.
You're going to want to watch this, and I'll give it a guarantee that you're going to love this shit.
I'm into it. Like, the trailer actually looked really decent. The cast is kind of surprising. Like I said, Gwendolyn Christie is Lucifer. Stephen Fry makes an appearance, which is super interesting to me.
Yeah.
I don't really know any of these other people. Oh, Charles Dance is in it.
I don't even know if I would recommend going in blind to read. The graphic novel itself is a masterpiece. Like you should read it just for the fact that it's masterful.
How long is it?
Decently long. I think it's 10 volumes.
Oof.
I don't think it's. The last time I read it, I knocked it out in a week.
I see. The problem is I don't read anymore. I used to love to read. I just don't have the patience for it anymore.
Yeah, I don't read either. But when's the last time you read like a graphic novel?
Never.
You've never read a graphic novel?
I don't think so.
That's interesting. It's different. You kind of like. It's not like reading because there's more stuff you're paying attention to on the page.
Yeah.
It's really up to whether how much you examine the art. I skim for the most part. Like I don't look that hard at the art, so I'm like kind of rifling through it. I can't. Wow, that's shocking. Yeah, you should give a graphic novel a shot.
I don't read comics and I don't like anime and manga, so like why would I read graphic novels is kind of the crux of that.
Graphic novels are, there's certainly some nerd shit out there, but graphic novels is where like sex positivity really, I think, started to grow in America. There's that's where a lot of artists went when the mainstream wouldn't let them do what they wanted to do.
That's cool.
Graphic novels, yeah, kind of born of a punk rock type of movement.
I dig that.
But there's something for everybody.
I think just the majority of what I've seen out there is nerd shit, and it hasn't interested me.
Yeah, and a lot of that nerd shit's what I read. Batman there's a really good Batman graphic novel. But Sandman is amazing. There's one for American Gods, also by Neil Gaiman, I think. V for Vendetta. Have you ever seen that?
Nope.
That's a graphic novel. Wow, we should watch that. We should do a V for Vendetta watch along sometime.
Okay.
Yeah, but Sandman, I knew it. I can't believe you got news on that before I did.
I just happened to be watching a YouTube video and the trailer popped up.
Yeah. I think it's good. I got smoked by all this Comic-Con shit I was looking
I think that's why. I think a lot of people waited until Comic-Con to drop trailers for stuff, even if it wasn't necessarily Comic-Con related, just because there's so much out there and people are looking for it. So might have just happened right after you put this together.
It actually concerns me that you saw that Sandman trailer and I didn't know anything about it. I hope a lot of people saw that trailer and give that series a shot.
I don't think it's been out for long. I think I just happened to catch it on the day that it came out.
Yeah, I'm looking that up right after this. I'm really excited to see what they did.
Well, that said, there's a whole lot of San Diego Comic-Con stuff because
there's
that just
too
happened.
much.
There's way too much.
Let's kind of speed through it because it's too much. I put the first thing as The Walking Dead final season's underway. I don't watch that show, but I think you do.
I don't either. No, I don't. I tried multiple times and I couldn't get past season 2. I just don't understand why those people would want to live in that world.
I really I know it gets better after season 2, but season 2 really fucked me out of that show.
I also thought it ended a long time ago. I feel like every season they announce is the final season, so I just don't care anymore.
I thought the ending of season 1 was particularly stupid too.
I don't even remember it. I feel like a lot of the characters are just not at all likable. The one, Glenn, played by Steven Yeun, was the only character I gave a shit about. And I know that he dies eventually. So I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah, kind of in the same boat. For the sake of the audience, there was a panel that revealed that Rick Grimes and Michonne, how do you say that name?
I think it's Michonne.
Michonne, they have a series coming in 2023. So I guess that's a spinoff. I know who Rick Grimes is. I don't know who Michonne is, though.
She's played by the actress who plays Okoye from the Black Panther movie.
Oh, that's cool.
But I don't know her name. I apologize, but she's great. I haven't watched Walking Dead long enough to be introduced to her character.
The next thing on my list, I'm so fucking excited about, and you don't give a single fuck, probably.
Not one.
It's X-Men 97. Disney Plus is making a series based off the X-Men animated series that ended in 1996.
Is it live action this time or an animated again?
No, it's animated, and from what I can tell, it's the same style, which is kind of dope. It's got the same voice actors, and they're adding some more characters to it. But I will say that X-Men the animated series, along with Batman the animated series, is what's responsible for me loving comic book shit. X-Men in particular, and X-Men is also, that series is why Gambit's my favorite comic book character other than Batman of all time, and why it makes me so sad that they haven't gotten Gambit right yet.
Sounds like it'll be really well received because it's a big nostalgia punch.
When me and Miriam were watching Ms. Marvel, and randomly in one of the episodes, maybe the finale even, they did a little orchestral sting of the X-Men the animated series. Oh, I should have cut this theme. Damn.
You can do it in post.
Yeah, I might play it right now.
Kamala, there's something different in your genes. Like a mutation.
But there's this theme song that is iconic. And Ms. Marvel did like a little orchestral sting, like a real quick part of it. And I totally picked up on it immediately. I was like, this is X-Men animated series. And Miriam didn't catch it, so we had to rewind. But she also watched that series and loved it. But yeah, that's for like 80s kids growing up in the 90s. That shit is beloved.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited about that. I'm not excited about the National Treasure series coming to Disney+.
So unnecessary.
It really is. Watch it be amazing.
I doubt it. But
There's
I don't
no
think
way it is, but
no, I don't think it's for us though. I think this is for like the new generation of kids watching Disney+.
Yeah, they looked a little young.
Yeah.
This is what's gonna happen as we age anyway. It's already starting for me.
Yeah.
It's like I'm like watching stuff and I'm like, this is for kids, and I'm torn between being pissed off about that and being like, yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, I'm starting to get to the point where like I used to get pissed off and I was like, well, this is stupid. But now I'm like, oh, it's just not for me.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to come to terms with them doing that to IP that I love.
Yeah.
That's the problem, I think. It's like IP that I've grown up with and that I love, they're rebooting it for kids, and that stings a little.
Well, if I ever have children, they're not seeing the new shit until they see the old shit.
Oh no, that's torturous.
Nuh-uh. That's culture.
Nah, for a kid, that's torturous. Unless they like you, I guess. If a kid likes you, they'll watch whatever. I wouldn't have any experience with my parents about that. I just assume from other healthy kids that's what happens. Okay, Marvel is releasing too much shit.
Yeah, I don't even... This list is daunting.
I can't see this whole list unless I scroll down.
Yeah. Let's just maybe do some that we're excited about. Like, I think the Black Panda... Black Panda?
Black Panda Bamboo Forever is coming out.
Wakanda warped Panther and Wakanda. Black Panther Wakanda Forever.
Wow, how disrespectful.
Oh, I would watch a superhero movie called The Black Panda. It's just like a big fat guy. This is like
I think that's Kung Fu Panda. I think you're describing an existing...
No, it has to be live action.
Does it have to be a black panda? Because that's not Kung Fu Panda. Because that's Jack Black. Well, does that count?
I don't know. Moving on. Black Panther Wakanda Forever had a very emotional trailer, and it looks real good. I don't know how they're going to deal with not having Chadwick Boseman, which was real sad.
Yeah, I'm interested.
Yeah, but it looks like seems like they're giving it a good amount of respect. I have no idea.
I think they have to treat it like that, or else they're gonna have a revolution on their hands.
Yeah, I have no idea who these sea people are that seem to be fighting with the Wakandans.
It's Marvel introducing fucking Submariner.
I don't know who that is.
That's their version of Aquaman.
Mm.
Yeah. And I don't know. Submariner was just as stupid as Aquaman when I was growing up, so I don't know shit about him.
Yeah, it just seemed real out of place in this movie.
Yeah, it really makes you think they're doing a DC crossover with Aquaman.
Yeah.
Submariner, I can't even remember if Submariner was popular. And he had a book. He had books around the time that like X-Men was popular. But I don't know much about Submariner other than he's an Aquaman ripoff.
Well, that'll be interesting. Might be a mixed bag. We just kind of blowing through. We got Ant-Man and the Wasp.
I didn't even watch the last one of these.
I didn't either because I don't care about those.
And that quantum part
Yeah.
Makes me not want to watch it even more.
No. Then we got the Disney Plus series Secret Invasion.
Couldn't tell you what that's about.
Nope.
I think it's like an Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. type thing, actually.
Then we got Echo, which is another Disney Plus series. No idea.
No idea what that's about.
Then we have Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, which could be fun. And
yeah,
it's supposedly the last Guardians. That's what James Gunn said anyway, but who knows?
Yeah.
The Marvels. Don't care.
Marvels might be okay, but yeah, I don't really care.
We had a Blade reboot.
Sacrilege.
Yeah, weird. Captain America New World Order, I will watch.
Yeah.
I love
I'm
the
probably
Captain
gonna watch
America
that too.
movies.
I
It'll
wonder,
be...
I forgot to look to see if that was directed by the Russo brothers. I doubt it.
I don't think it is. I want to
I doubt it,
say, yeah.
The Russo brothers did the only versions of Captain America that I care about, so I'm a little dubious about that one.
Yeah, I don't know. I liked the Falcon and Winter Soldier series. So if it's more of that, I think it'll be good, but who knows? Then we have She-Hulk Attorney at Law.
Dude, this guy has,
It looks atrocious.
Yeah, it doesn't look good.
But
it kind
then
of reminds me of Supergirl. It's got like a Supergirl vibe to it.
I saw a tweet today saying they based a lot of their writing on Fleabag, and I'm like, you leave Fleabag out of this.
That's intriguing.
I guess
there's no way they did it good.
Yeah, exactly.
Fleabag is very UK, and it works because it's very UK.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't know that. Oh.
Yeah, I don't. It makes me want it less because there's no way they did a good job. Then we have Daredevil Born Again.
I do like the Daredevil series, but my interest fell off.
I don't care. Also, Born Again sounds like he became a Christian.
Man, that's true.
Then we have Thunderbolts. Don't know what that is.
No clue.
Fantastic Four reboot.
Interested. Heavily.
That's the one with Jim from The Office?
I don't know. I think yes.
So, because he was in the Doctor Strange movie.
Right, but we can't trust anything from that movie because of the stupid multiverse.
I know.
But they kind of got Fantastic Four a little bit right, I think, with that first movie, but it still wasn't that good. But they've never really gotten it right. Like Fantastic Four is a Marvel flagship type of thing, and they've never gotten it right. So
I know I saw it, but I don't remember anything about it.
I think they know that the last one sucked too much, and hopefully that means they spent time making this one good, but who knows?
Yeah. Then we have 2 Avengers movies that are supposedly coming out real close to each other, which is strange. We have Avengers The Kang Dynasty and then the Avengers Secret Wars. The Kang Dynasty I know is going to be kind of the result of the Loki show because they triggered the multiverse and unleashed Kang or whatever. I just don't care that much.
No, and then they're going to have to get my interest back after Endgame. They got to do something.
Secret Wars is just a bad title. I guess they're not too secret if you're telling us about them.
I guess. I don't know anything about either of those.
I also know the Loki show is currently filming the second season.
Marvel is losing me.
Oh yeah, big time.
And they got if they want to get me back, they got to stop doing what they're doing.
Just stop.
Just stop making so many new kids. This is how the comics fucked up.
Yeah.
Like they're repeating what they did in the 90s to basically destroy comic books. But they're doing it with movies now.
It's interesting because this is like a whole new era of Marvel. So I feel like they're overcompensating because they no longer have all those they don't have Robert Downey Jr. anymore. They don't have Chris Evans. They don't have what's her face? Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, who knows? It's multiverse, so any of them could make an appearance at any time. But I think they are overcompensating for not having the fan faves anymore. And now they have this new generation that they have to make people like just as much. And I think they're pushing it too hard.
I think so too. And they got to do something to get me back.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is. And I fear that they won't. I fear that they're just doing what Disney does and turning on the money vacuum.
Yeah.
I don't really give a fuck.
I can't believe how much we have left to talk
about. Okay. So let's shoot through the trailers that came out. We talked about Black Panther, Wakanda Forever.
Mm-hmm.
Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power. I didn't watch this trailer on purpose.
Same. I'm not a huge Lord of the Rings fan. I like them, but I'm not like a big fanatic. So I'll probably watch it at some point, but it's not super important to me.
I'm in that boat too. I liked the first trilogy. I think I watched and fell asleep through The Hobbit, like the first part of it.
Yeah.
But I didn't watch any of the Hobbit movies.
if I'm in a specific mood for it, I'll watch it. I certainly watch the Hobbit movies because Lee Pace.
Oh yeah, of course. You gotta watch it with Lee Pace.
Ugh.
There's an Interview with the Vampire series.
I did see a trailer for that. It looks very horny.
Yeah, it's a little intriguing.
Yeah.
I like the movie. I bet the series is nothing like the movie, but who
Probably
knows?
not.
John Wick 4.
I'll watch the fuck out of it.
Yeah, I love John Wick.
Same.
That'll be a watch along.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a future watch along. John Wick 4. Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves.
I didn't watch the trailer. I know Chris Pine is in it. I know that because I have a group in my phone called the Pine Theon, where we just exclusively tweet about Chris Pine news. So it came up.
Of course. I didn't know you were a Chris Pine girl.
The problem is I'm not. It's just that we played a game of D&D once and accidentally made him a deity, and now it's a big inside joke.
Oh, well, that's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really have much of an opinion about this. Dungeons and Dragons is hard to adapt.
Yeah, I think I've heard a lot of people say, like, don't be too hard on it because it's probably going to get a whole new generation of people into Dungeons and Dragons. I feel like Stranger Things did that more.
And Critical Role.
Yeah. But, like, I don't think it's going to be detrimental.
I think this movie got greenlit because of Critical Role.
Yeah, probably.
And I don't know. I don't have any high expectations. There was a Dungeons and Dragons movie from the early 2000s that was a dumpster fire with Jeremy Irons. They kind of did a thing where they tried to capture the tone of the players playing the game in the narrative, and it just made it cheesy.
Oh.
And my fear is that they're going to do that again with this. We'll see.
I mean, it'll probably be exciting, but I don't have a huge desire to watch it.
Yeah, me neither. Maybe it's just like, if it's just like a heist movie, I think that would be the way to go.
Could be.
So if they make it like a heist movie, I think it could have potential. Shazam! Fury of the Gods. I didn't watch the first one. Although I heard it was good. I meant to watch Shazam because I did hear it was good, but
too bad. Moving on.
There's too much shit. There's too much shit. There's too much goddamn shit.
Hey, what's coming out in theaters this week?
I didn't play the fucking thing yet.
Oh, sorry.
Let me.
I didn't realize we were moving into a new section. Okay.
We're reading the same thing.
Oh, shut up and play the stinger.
I saw your cursor on it. You just don't respect the format.
Play the goddamn Nicole Kidman bit, please.
I can't believe how little you respect the format.
It's you I don't respect, actually.
Listen to that.
We come together on a huge silver screen because we need that. All of us. That indescribable feeling we get feels good in a place like this.
You know what's coming out? 2 movies I don't give a fuck about again.
Also, real quick, the pin company, Patti LaPelle, has a Nicole Kidman in the AMC theater pin. It's real good.
Wait, like pin that you put on your shirt? Oh, yeah. Lapel, you said.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I was like, pin you put on your shirt or pen you write with? But lapel is a very specific type of pin.
Anyway, yes, I too give 0 fucks about either of these.
All right. Those among you who like animated stuff and comic books might like the DC League of Super Pets. I think this is for kids.
Yes, it seems that way.
It's starring Dwayne Johnson and Kevin Hart, and I was immediately out.
Yep.
Because I barely like anything those two are in by themselves.
Yep.
So this movie's about Crypto the Superdog and Superman, and they're inseparable best friends, and they share the same superpowers and fight crime side by side in Metropolis.
Wow.
And I guess the story is about Crypto mastering his powers.
Cool.
Because Superman gets kidnapped.
Wow.
So I imagine there's other super pets involved. I actually saw a trailer. If I was a different person, it looks fun. The second one is Vengeance. This is a comedy mystery thriller. A radio host from New York City attempts to solve the murder of a girl he hooked up with and travels down south to investigate the circumstances of her death and discover what happened to her. Written and directed by B.J. Novak, which is the only reason I put this on the list.
All of this sounds sleazy.
Well, if you know anything about BJ Novak, that checks out.
Yeah, I do, and that's the good part of it.
That's Ryan from The Office. Issa Rae is in this from Insecure. I've heard her mentioned in rap songs, and that's all I know about Issa Rae. And Ashton Kutcher is in it from That 70s Show.
Mm-hmm.
And That 90s Show, which I've commented here. This can't be good.
I think it might be cute.
You know, I looked up That 90s Show on IMDb because this is either the first or second time I'm hearing about it. I think I heard about it like months ago and then forgot.
I don't think it's out yet, is it?
No, but it's got Kitty and Red in it.
Yeah. It's just like a big reunion.
Yeah. But
they can't have Danny Masterson, right?
No. I didn't look on the cast, but there's no way.
No. Everyone else hasn't been canceled, so that could be fun.
Dude, I love That 70s Show.
Me too.
I watch it. I still watch it. That's I'm watching MASH right now for work, for my background work show. But That 70s Show, I've rewatched the whole thing. Maybe like I don't even know.
Oh,
I remember watching it with Miriam when we first met. That was like one of our go-to shows. But that's like soup and crackers and ginger ale when you're sick type of like comfort show for me.
Yeah, totally.
But yeah, the 90s Show,
I don't think it's supposed to be like a like long-term thing. I really think it's just kind of a big feel-good reunion is what it seems like to me. And I hope so. I'm for that.
Yeah, I hope so. And I like 90s culture.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Do you care about Rotten Tomato scores for either of these?
Nope.
I don't either. Vengeance could be good. BJ Novak is a talented writer.
Yeah, I probably won't be watching that.
I've heard he's kind of a dick.
Yep.
And I wasn't really attached to Ryan from The Office. I always kind of hated Ryan from The Office.
Yeah.
So I don't know about it.
Hey, what's new on streaming?
Okay, so The Gray Man came out on Netflix. I'm intrigued by this because I do like Ryan Gosling.
Yeah.
But he's hit and miss. And Chris Evans. And Anna de Armas, although the last thing we saw with Anna de Armas in it was that weird movie? Fucking snail movie with Ben Affleck. Yeah. I wish we could have watched that.
Dude,
for the watch along.
I know. I'm on the same page about Anna de Armas because she is really talented and very beautiful, but the last thing we saw her in was a piece of shit and her character was stupid. So it's like
her character sucked.
I'm a little off her right now.
Yeah, I think her purpose in that movie was to be naked.
Yeah, exactly.
So I can't I should have written down some other stuff she's been in because I think I've liked her in some other stuff.
She was in Knives Out.
Oh, right. I love Knives Out. And Billy Bob Thornton's in this too. So the synopsis is, when the CIA's most skilled operative, whose true identity is known to none. Why is it written like this? Oh.
You want me to read it?
This is why you should read everything.
When the CIA's most skilled operative, whose true identity is known to no one, accidentally uncovers dark agency secrets, a psychopathic former colleague puts a bounty on his head, setting off a global manhunt by international assassins.
Ooh, directed by the Russo brothers.
This sounds like a big action film. I don't really care that much.
This is kind of something I might be into. But I saw Lon Harris, whose opinion I usually respect, tweet a negative thing. I didn't read all of it. I just know it was negative about the Russo brothers directing it.
Yeah.
But I might still give this one a chance because I kind of like these types of things. Action thrillers are fun. I
personally will never forgive the Russo brothers for killing Loki in Infinity War the way they did. So I am not a huge Russo brothers fan. But I do love the Winter Soldier and Civil War though.
Yeah. And Endgame and Infinity War for me were like chef's kiss comic book movie. That it basically ended Marvel for me. Yeah. I think is what happened. Is what's happening right now is like those were two movies that were so high that now it's just coming down. Everything is just coming down.
Can we give every future Marvel movie to Taika Waititi?
I don't know, because Thor: Love and Thunder didn't seem to hit on all cylinders for people.
I honestly haven't heard like anything about it yet. So I don't know.
I'm surprised you didn't watch it.
Well, I don't go out, you see. Actually, I was sworn by my mother that I wouldn't watch it without her. So I'm going to have to wait likely till it comes out on VOD so I can watch it with my mom. She's a big Thor fan.
I see. Okay. Anything's possible. Oh, did I say The Gray Man's on Netflix?
Well, you did now.
Okay, so that's on Netflix. Anything's Possible is on Amazon Prime Video. That's a romance, and I'm out.
Synopsis is a delightfully modern Gen Z coming-of-age story that follows Kelsa, a confident high school girl who is trans. Okay, I take it back. As she navigates through senior year.
Yeah, directed by Billy Porter, who is beloved, I think.
Seems like a good feel-good thing. Probably does some good stuff for trans awareness.
Yep.
But not my thing.
Starring Eva Rain, Abu Bakr Ali, and I went to see how to pronounce that name. That's actually like a popular name.
Huh.
And Courtney Carter. These are all people that I did not recognize.
Me neither.
But I'm usually not a big fan of just pure romance stuff. I like rom-coms, but
yeah,
not romance. But it actually looked well made when I looked it up. So if that's your type of thing, might be good.
There you go.
Aftershock on Hulu. This is a documentary.
So I probably won't watch it.
Yep. It's following the deaths of two young women due to childbirth complications. Two bereaved families galvanize activists, birth workers, and physicians to reckon with one of the most pressing American crises today, the U.S. maternal health crisis.
Again, a very important piece of media, it seems. Just not my preferred form of media.
Nope, not my type of documentary, but that is certainly a pressing American crisis that we have today.
Certainly.
Especially now.
Yeah.
If you like documentaries, that might be your type of thing. This I just put on here for Beth. Our friend Beth loves Love Island.
A lot of people do.
Yeah, but she's like fangirl status. I think she's watched like every one of them and rewatches them, I think. Love Island's a very popular UK show.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's weekly even. And it's just like trash reality TV. Single hopefuls looking for love complete tasks, couple off, and get voted out week by week. And it's packed full of drama.
That's interesting. I don't think I knew about the like competition aspect of it. I thought it was
are you in?
No. But I really thought it was like a Bachelor in Paradise type of show. But that's a at least more interesting premise.
Yeah, I think it's wildly popular.
Yeah, it is.
And it's got spinoffs of it in a bunch of different countries, and now the US has one on Peacock, and we will assuredly fuck it up. We did with Taskmaster. You like Taskmaster at all?
I do.
The US version is garbage.
Yeah, I'm not gonna give it a go. I like the British version too much.
We just fucking siphon the fun out of our reality shows.
Yeah. Even Sexy Beasts, I feel like the UK version was a lot better.
Yeah, it definitely was.
The UK has that show where the people are naked and it's like the naked dating show. I forget what it's called.
Uninteresting. We tried to watch like 3 episodes. What did we watch?
I could have kept going.
No, it was stupid.
It was like...
You're just looking at imperfect dicks.
Yeah. It was like a contestant gets to pick... It's like a dating show, but the contestant gets to pick people based on what they look like naked. And there's like they're all in these boxes that the curtain kind of goes up and up each different elimination round. So first you only see like their knees down, and then you see like their torso, and then their chest, and then their face or some shit.
And it's awkward, but not the good awkward. It's not like good fun awkward.
It certainly toes the line. But I think I could have kept going.
No, not me.
I forget what it's called. Do you remember?
No. Dicks and Titties.
There you go. So, hey.
From the UK.
What are we watching this week, Jesse?
Oh, we already watched it.
We did, but you haven't heard it yet.
Yeah, you haven't heard it. For the watch along this week, we're doing the Meg on YouTube. This is a rental for $2 or a rental on Amazon Prime Video for $4. And the Meg is a shark movie. Why?
Yeah, we're doing it for Shark Week, baby. It is
Dun, dun.
currently Shark Week.
Dun, dun.
So we wanted to do like a popular summer blockbuster all about sharks.
This is about a big shark.
Big man versus big shark.
About scientists fucking with something's habitat.
Scientists definitely fucking with things they shouldn't be, using very questionable science.
Going down to the place where humans aren't supposed to be and acting like it's the shark's fault.
Aren't supposed to and can't be physically.
This one's directed by John Turteltaub, which I want to call Turtletub. He did Three Ninjas, Cool Runnings, Phenomenon, and National Treasure.
Yeah.
We got funny banter more about that on the watch along if you want to listen to that on Friday.
Yes, I highly suggest that if you're gonna watch the Meg, watch it with us, because this isn't a watch it yourself kind of movie, and I figured that out alone in a theater.
The only shark movie other than Jaws that you should watch by yourself doesn't exist. Like every other shark movie sucks, I think.
Yeah.
Except you said Deep Blue Sea is good, but
fun.
I've never seen that one.
It's super, super cheesy. The sharks look real bad, but it's a fun bad movie.
But you should probably watch that with friends too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it stars Jason Statham, who's try-harding real bad, Bing Bing Lee, and Rainn Wilson, who doesn't fit. But it's funny how hard he doesn't fit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a fun watch along. I think you guys are going to like it. That comes out on Friday.
Yeah.
And if you want to go to the top of www.idiots.fm and click on the YouTube icon and subscribe, that would be neat.
Do it.
Because I'll do a little visual time code.
I'll
do a little visual time code on the... I almost had it. I was close.
I just wanted to say time chode.
Yeah, but I almost nailed it that time. On the YouTube video, there's a visual time code for easier syncing. Time chode. We could just call it time chode. I don't give a fuck. I think I give a fuck.
No.
The Meg watch along comes out on Friday at 7 a.m. And if
go ahead and get up at 7 a.m. to watch the Meg.
Yeah, you gotta.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you do that?
I don't understand why you wouldn't.
I don't know. You know what I do know?
What's that?
That's it for this week. That's all we got.
We did it.
Wow, we fucking did it. Wow,
Happy Shark Week.
Enjoy your 1.5 hour episode of our cool podcast.
Yeah.
See you next Wednesday. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
You've been listening to Two Idiots Talking Over Stuff, produced by Jesse Stillwell, with original theme and outro music by Jesse Stillwell. For more information, you can visit www.idiots.fm or reach out directly via email to contact@idiots.fm.